Hey everyone, Paul from Dusty Workbench, and today's video is about building a garden box. Actually, we're going to build it for a family member. They would like to get into gardening, but they don't want to go too much overboard because they're not sure if they're going to like it. So they said, if you can make one as cheap as possible, but still make it strong and durable enough to last a year at least, if not longer. So that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to make it out of some reclaimed wood from our old fence and cedar deck, as well as I ended up having to buy some lumber because I wouldn't have enough for the sides to make it nice, at least presentable with the wood I have. So we did go out and buy some wood for that. But yeah, so we're going to make a garden box. Very simple, nothing too complicated. This is something you can build, in a morning or an afternoon on the weekend for sure. It's not going to be a hard build. So I'm going to get some lumber out the back and we'll come back here in the workshop and we'll build it. See you there. All right, so we have a good mixture of some, this is from a fence that we just, leftover of a fence we just built, but it wouldn't have been enough for the boxes, but I do have some cedar 4x4s in here somewhere that might do the trick. I'm looking at this one here. This looks pretty good. We'll use that one, and we just need two of these. And actually, those may be, just those two right there may be long enough. So we'll leave it at that then. Put this one back. And then I'll also need some of these deck boards that are left. Whew, it's a hot one today. I had in the car, it was 37 degrees so Celsius, so it was pretty hot. But yeah, so I'll come back and get some of these boards after as well for the base of the garden box. That'll work quite good. Made of cedar, so it's still lasted it's probably been here on an old deck of ours for about 15 years or more, so it should hold up another few years. We'll give it a try. So we did buy some wood for this garden box as well. So this is actually, looks like cedar, but it's actually pressure treated. I don't really like making garden boxes out of pressure treated, but we are going to put a liner in it, plastic, a landscape material also, against the pressure treated, so the soil and the roots won't go directly onto the pressure treated anyways. It's not my preference, although even though it's not, there's no contact with it, I still would prefer to use cedar in these cases, but that would increase the price. And just go with the pressure treated fence boards for the sides, and we'll use the 4x4s for the legs and that old cedar deck boards for the base kind of thing. So we'll give that a try. All right, I'm going to start by cutting the posts to 3 feet in length. Did you like that? Well, what are you waiting for? Hit that like button. All right, folks, I just thought I'd show you maybe a little bit of my design process here. This is kind of a one-off design, so I'm not going into Sketchup or anything like that. I'm just, again, using scrap wood. So, when you're not able to just go out and buy all the exact wood that you want to use, you kind of have to, fudge it or go by the seat of your pants and figure out what may look good. So this is not how it's going to go on there. I'm just looking at how much wood I would need. In theory, anyways. We'll see if it works out. Oops. All right, to save a bit of time, I'm going to cut these boards down to 3 feet before I slice them down to 2-inch width kind of thing. Rip those boards down, down to 2 inches wide. All right, we got some longer screws. You can see that there, 2.5 inch. So that's going to give, yeah, that'd be perfect. This, so that you go right to the back. Nothing too fancy. Just like that. And so you'll see a little bit later how to put it all together. So, all right, so I got the four posts ready. All right, got my mask on, ready to cut the pressure treated wood. I'm not sure if you can hear me through the mask, but all right, now I need to cut 2 pieces of wood. That'll be the supports for the base. 2 pieces at just under 4 feet, because they have to, just thinking, they actually want a total of 4 feet by 2 feet. Now, I'll have to cut those smaller because I just realized the post is a 4x4, so I need to make it smaller. That's one thing about not having a plan. You make mistakes. So I'll just have to do a recut of all these boards, taking out the length of the 4x4s. So there we go. All right, so I forgot to turn the camera on. I did cut 2 pieces of the ledges or ridges that will hold up the bases. So next, and basically these are the boards that will go across. This will come out at the 4 foot. This will be the top. Something like this. Piece of the wood straight. Oh, it's tough to see in here. There. So that's kind of what it's going to look like. And then underneath that, we'll have these pieces of wood here that'll be screwed on. And then there'll be boards going across. That'll be the base of the unit. So, getting there. Next, just gotta square this up, put some screws in. Bob's your uncle, as they say, right? So, that, square, where do you go square? This one. Hey, of course, perfect. So I see I made another mistake. Made a mistake, like I said, I went all the way down with these strips. For some reason, I guess I was thinking I was making the same box as I did in our backyard, which went all the way down, so I'll have to cut this off. So we'll just mark that. This is the inside of the panel. So that's the ridge, 2-inch ridge. And I put glue and then screwed it in from the outside so you can still see the screws on the outside. And then basically, I don't have any pieces cut yet, but this is how the boards for the base is going to just sort of sit on, kind of down here. Alright, this is the first one, so this is the strip I'm going to put at the bottom, 2-inch. I spread glue all over it. It's outdoor glue from the page. Alright, so this is kind of what it looks like without the base so far. So those are those 2 ridges here I was talking about. They're 2 inches wide, screwed in, glued in as well, so that'll hold up, should hold up a lot of soil. And yeah, so next is to put the floor in, I guess you could call it. I'll just make some lats, cut those pieces of wood there to fit inside, and then screw those down. I'll probably screw them down. I probably don't need to screw them down. They could probably just be nailed in. But I got the screws. I'll make it good and solid, and so it won't be going anywhere time soon. I need to cut one piece, go into this corner here, so instead of measuring and everything, I'm just lining it up, kind of like doing flooring. Basically, you just put it up to your wall, use your square to mark the line. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, it doesn't have to be right on the line. And then what you do is you go over here to mark the other side. So again, it's kind of like putting flooring in your home. Nice thing with flooring, you don't have to be as precise either. You can have some play. I'm going to measure the other corner. I could do with the square again, or I can use block I just cut out. And basically mark it that way. And mark it on both sides. Alright, so there it is with the bottom in. I just have to put the screws in, hold it in place, and then it's time to finish. I would have trimmed this off with a piece of wood on top as well, but and then I have some supports underneath here, but they just want to keep it simple because they want to put something on top, so they asked that we just leave it as is for now. But otherwise I would have put a nice piece of wood or trim piece just to show something like this. Maybe better wood than that, but there, and this would have been like that kind of thing. Again, I would have had to put more supports under here, but and then screw it in. Probably some pocket holes to hold the frame together, and that would have been it. That would have been maybe I wouldn't have gone as wide. Maybe make it an inch smaller and trim it right around. It would have been a nice box. All right, so that's it. Pretty well complete. I do want to seal it. I'm going to wait till the wood is dry. So some of that cedar wood was out in the weather, of course. It was raining yesterday, so it certainly is not dry enough. And the wood that I bought was still quite wet as well. So I'm going to wait a couple of days, and I'm sure it will dry out with this heat here in the garage. It won't take long to be ready to be sealed. And I'm going to be using, we have this Olympic maximum sealant to put on. It's called Redwood Natural, so we'll put that on there. It'll give a good protection to the wood. And I'm not too worried about, because it's a garden box, we will be lining it, so the plants, the roots and all that is not going to even have access to that wood, so it won't be of any issue. The issue is going to be that we're going to be lining it with plastic, but then we will be putting some landscape material inside of that as well to try and eliminate the amount of contact with plastic. So it's not a perfect situation. I wish I'd have to find maybe on the inside I might go with linseed oil or something like that. I might still have some of that left for the inside, just in case they don't want to have the plastic. So maybe that's what I'll do. On the outside I'll use the sealant Olympic that we have. We had that from another project. We actually have another can there, it's full, so we'll be using that for this one. And yeah, so I hope you find this helpful. If you're planning on building a garden box, it's really not all that hard. So next time I'll probably make plans for this box, because it'll save me from making mistakes like I did. Although, you know, the time that it took me to fix the mistakes, I would have taken a whole lot more time to actually draw up the plans for the fixes, but I probably would have had a little bit extra wood left over that I could have used maybe for another project. Instead of now having short pieces left, I would have had maybe some pieces that are about 14 inches long, and I could have made like a little flower box or planter for flowers or something like that. But now they're shorter, 7 inches. I might still make something out of that at some point. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please, if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, and of course, you know, hit that like button if you found that this video was helpful. And we'll see you here at the Dusty Workbench at our next video. Ciao.